There's a person you know, maybe from school, a coworker, a friend of a friend. Every time you see them, they're just winning. At the social stuff, at the dating stuff. They walk into a room and people gravitate toward them. And there's this quiet voice in the back of your head that says, "Why is it so easy for them? Why does it feel so hard for me?" Here's the answer. And it's not what you think. It's not confidence. It's not looks. It's not charm. It's something that started forming before they ever said their first word. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it is and what you can do about it. The science. Here's a stat that stopped me cold. Personality. Traits like extroversion are more stable over a lifetime than most. People's political beliefs. Your politics can change. Your religion can change. Your career can change. But whether you light up in a crowd or drain down in one, that's been with you since childhood. Now here's where it connects to dating, and this is where it gets unfair. Extroverts don't just like socializing. Their brain needs it to feel normal. A crowd, a conversation, a stranger, triggers a dopamine hit the same way a great meal does. So when they walk up to someone at a bar, they're not being brave. They're feeding a craving. For introverts, studies confirm the exact same situation activates the amygdala, the threat response, the same region that fires when you almost get into a car accident. Let me be clear. Approaching someone in a dating context can trigger the same brain region as a near-death experience. That's not weakness. That's neuroscience. And because of that difference, extroverts go on 35% more dates than introverts by age 30. Not because they're better looking, not because they try harder, because their brain makes it feel good to put themselves out there. 35%. That's not a small gap. That's a completely different game. The 3 advantages. So what exactly are extroverts carrying into dating that makes it unfair? 3 things. 1, they don't feel the fear before it happens. There's a concept called approach, motivation, the drive, to move toward people instead of away from them. Extroverts are born with significantly more of it. They're not running the simulation. What if she says no? What if it's awkward? They're already walking over. You know that moment where you see someone you want to talk to. You spend 3 minutes debating it, and then they leave? Extroverts don't have that 3-minute window. They're already there. 2, rejection doesn't hit them the same way. Extroverts process social rejection in the prefrontal cortex, the logical brain. Introverts process it in the limbic system, the emotional brain. That's why for an extrovert, rejection feels like, oh well, next. For an introvert, it can feel like, there must be something wrong with me. Same event, completely different brain experience. This is why extroverts rack up social experience like gym reps. They get rejected just as much. They just don't feel it the same way. 3, presence. The most attractive thing a person can have. Think of someone who made you feel incredible in a conversation. Were they the funniest person you've ever met? Probably not. Were they the most attractive? Maybe, maybe not. But I'd bet everything. They made you feel like the only person in the room. That's presence. And a Harvard study found that emotional presence was rated more attractive than physical appearance by 71% of people after just a 10-minute conversation. 71%. After 10 minutes, extroverts have it naturally because they're genuinely not in their head. They're just there with you, and your brain reads that as magnetic. The twist. Now, here's what the internet almost never tells you. Extroverts have higher rates of surface-level relationships. They meet more people, yes, but they often struggle to go deep with any of them. Study found that introverts report higher relationship satisfaction in committed partnerships than extroverts. The extrovert gets the match. The introvert builds the relationship. Here's why. Most people in conversations spend 70% of their mental energy thinking about what they're going to say next. They're not listening, they're waiting. Introverts naturally do the opposite. They actually hear you. They remember the small detail you mentioned 20 minutes ago. They ask the question nobody else thought to ask. In a world where everyone is performing, everyone's half present. The person who actually sees you feels like magic. So here's the reframe. Extroverts win the audition. Introverts win the role. And the role is what actually matters. The twist. Now, here's what the internet almost never tells you. Extroverts have higher rates of surface-level relationships. They meet more people, yes, but they often struggle to go deep with any of them. Study found that introverts report higher relationship satisfaction in committed partnerships than extroverts. The extrovert gets the match. The introvert builds the relationship. Here's why. Most people in conversations spend 70% of their mental energy thinking about what they're going to say next. They're not listening, they're waiting. Introverts naturally do the opposite. They actually hear you. They remember the small detail you mentioned 20 minutes ago. They ask the question nobody else thought to ask. In a world where everyone is performing, everyone's half present. The person who actually sees you feels like magic. So here's the reframe. Extroverts win the audition. Introverts win the role. And the role is what actually matters. 3 things you can do. So how do you close the gap? 3 things. Fast. 1. Play your arena. Extroverts thrive in chaos. You don't. A dinner or coffee shop beats a nightclub for introverts every time. Put yourself where genuine conversation is expected. That's where your depth wins. 2. Script just the opener. 80% of the mental barrier to approaching someone disappears after the first sentence. You don't need a plan. You need a start. 1 genuine situational observation. This coffee is overpriced for how bad it is. Done. You're in. Your natural depth takes over from there. 3. Count reps, not results. 5 conversations started. T'estas a great week. Even if none of them went anywhere. Social confidence doesn't come from success. It comes from exposure. Every conversation, good, bad, awkward, is rewiring your brain to make the next one easier. That's neuroscience, not motivation talk. The extrovert has the advantage at the door, but the relationships that actually last, the ones people talk about when they say they found their person, they weren't built in 5 minutes at a party. They were built in the quiet moments, the honest conversations, the late nights where someone finally said something real. That's not extrovert territory. That's yours. Anyone can break the ice. Not everyone can hold someone's attention for a lifetime. Drop a comment. Introvert or extrovert? And has this ever shown up in your dating life? Subscribe for more content like this. See you next week.